with season one, because I got a couple other questions that we have from the comments. Do you feel within your return to season one, how would you like overall review it if you were going to sit here and say, like, is this something worth starting as a returning player? Is this the season worth returning to? What do you think?
Yeah, it's a season worth returning to if you're interested in playing New World again, or if you've been away a substantial amount of time. So you've missed the fact that they've added Brimstone Sands, you've missed the fact that they've added Greatsword, you've missed a lot of the quality of life they've added. Yeah, I think it's worth returning for. I would be aware it is a season one, which also means it's a season first. It's the first season, and so there's a lot about this season that I think they're going to have to grow and improve from. It's not flawless by any stretch. And, you know, like with how long it's going to take to progress to 100, all the way to what it's encouraging and what it's not encouraging. There's a lot about season one that leaves room for improvement. But as far as first season goes, I think it's really great.
Yeah, I'm working on like the video as I'm been progressing through like the seasonal storyline. And my overall review is like, it feels like season one was the rough draft that you wrote in high school and then ran out of time and went ahead and turned it in. And, you know, you got a passing grade, you know, but there's definitely some errors and some issues that could definitely be worked out. And I think that's what's really exciting about what comes next, because we know that before the expansion alone, we got a new season this summer, a lot of new content, the raid, the transmog system. I think that's going to be really interesting because I'm very curious about that. As somebody who's not really into like transmog and fashion, that collection mini game in and of itself will be interesting to see how well people receive it. And then obviously the expansion this fall, that could be like a truly interesting way of seeing how that they've taken the feedback given and continued to improve upon it. And so that we can see what season 2 looks like and season 3 looks like, because that should be enough time for them to really kind of say, hey, this is how we've refined it. This is what we've put into place. Like you said, they could add in more like gear sets per each season. And so then ultimately, by the time the expansion drops, you end up looking at like, oh, this is actually a really decent sized system that's ready to go and in place that starts to address kind of the core complaints of the current season itself. But I found that I've enjoyed it because of the passive experience, because that's somehow I just can get in for a little bit. And I enjoy it because it actually has me looking at certain things. I am story-wise, I have done this quest that was really hard. It was kicking my ass. I had to go rescue the prisoners. Have you done that one yet?
I finished all the seasonal quests.
Okay, I haven't. I did the prisoner rescue, and they had the Varangians have a healer, and I love that I can see the healer, the red heal.
Spawn at once. So the first time I showed up, there were just prisoners. And I was like, this is easy. And I released 2 of them, and then the last one, they're like, you need a key. I'm like, where the hell do I get a key? And then like 8 of them spawned around me and just went,
well, it was because they got cleared out. So I've gone in. I picked them off like systematically, and then what ended up happening was like my DPS was too low. So behind me, they started respawning, and then all of a sudden, I just started getting like overwhelmed, and then ultimately, I was able to. I had to go with the paladin build because it was like I need to have constant healing on myself, and I'm going to bring the great sword. I'm going to bring that damage, and it was great. So it's like you're like, yeah, this is great. Somebody already pre-cleared it for you, and you're like, oh yeah,
they came back.
Yeah, then they came back with a vengeance in this regards. So I've gained 15 levels so far within the season pass progression. Most of it through the activity card, which I really been enjoying. And I enjoyed it on the PTR. I'm really glad it's here. It does fundamentally make it like the one thing they need is to give me the ability to track on my UI. I want to replace my like quest log with, hey, I'm looking at doing these certain things, because it's like kill 10 Varangians, harvest 25 of this, or whatever. I like to be able to like, hey, just show me that over here so that I don't have to keep checking my card, because those are just unnecessary button presses for me to make. And so that feedback was given, and I didn't expect that to be in for season 1. I do expect it, whether it's season 2 or season 3, for them to have a better tracking mechanism in place for your progress. Same thing goes with the chapters and the challenges and things like that. I think there's a lot of opportunity there to be improved upon. But overall, like I'm really enjoying the season. I'm really enjoying hanging out with people in Discord, playing, whenever I get the opportunity to.